Welcome back to another show that we're hosting in our newest Facebook group. And today we've got Gusten Sun in the room. So to give you a bit of background, Gusten was actually my first coach online. So, and funny enough, he didn't have a Lambo. So I don't know how I fell for all of this. But yeah, I think it was your office lights. And yeah, as we said earlier, these nuts. So welcome to the show, bro.
Well, thanks for having me, bro. Excited to be here. Talk about funnels. I know a lot of people want to know what's happening in this landscape. I feel like lately people are asking me more questions about like ClickFunnels 2.0 and stuff more so than from the actual team. I'm just a part of I'm not an employee of them. I'm just working with them. They're my clients. So, but no, I'm excited to be here and talk about what I can actually talk about. So.
I think they're asking because they feel like you're the undercover agent in the background.
That's what it feels like sometimes. But I'm also careful what I can talk about because I want to, I'm so grateful to them. And so I don't want to talk about more than I can because I never want them to feel like, oh, Gusten is now almost using us and he's now then going out and building his community, talking about stuff that we're not even talking about. So I never wanted to be to that, extent. So.
Okay, so what can you kind of relay and what can't you? Where are we stepping on the toes?
Well, so I'll say this. When Russell Brunson reached out to me a couple of months ago and he's like, hey, do you want to watch this secret video of ClickFunnels 2.0? I thought they kind of upgraded it. Like, yeah, ClickFunnels 2.0. It's like when people have a course that's 2.0, you kind of update a couple of videos.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, we rebuilt the entire thing from ground up. I'm like, oh snap! Like, send it over. I would love to take a look. And he's like, can we record your reaction, like your genuine reaction? And for me, I think it was 11 p.m. or something. So I was tired, and I was like, yeah, but I'm not sure. Like, I can't promise you I'm gonna have a wow reaction that you can like use. And then I ended up seeing it. I was mind blown. They used the video at Funnel Hacking Live. I got messages from people saying, "Hey, Gusten, I saw you at Funnel Hacking Live on the big screen," and we were less than 10 people who saw it, and we're less than 10 people using ClickFunnels 2.0. Like I'm using it every single day, almost like every week. And like this week, I have another deadline for a project in ClickFunnels 2.0 for ClickFunnels. So I'm actually building it, and it's funny when like competitors, quote unquote competitors, when they're talking about ClickFunnels 2.0 as something that's like, oh, they're dreaming way too big. This is not going to be usable maybe before 2023. So I've seen people talk about like this still being in the early phases. Obviously every software goes through beta, but we're using it. It's like 10 times faster. The editor is 10 times faster than 1.0, and it's just an overall better experience. And you know me, I love building funnels. If I was obsessed before, I'm like 10x Grant Cardone obsessed with funnels now. So no,
Does
it's fun.
does does your wife know that though?
Know what?
That you're gonna be more obsessed now? She's gonna have to come visit you in the office.
Well, it's at home, so they're literally 2 meters outside. I'm sure you're gonna hear my kids in the background. No, she's happy for me because she's like, you started from nothing. Like she saw me at nothing, making 400 months. She paid for everything: food, rent, gas, bills. She even paid my ClickFunnels books when I went to like conferences. And so like now she's just happy for me to see like, oh, you're getting like your dream client was ClickFunnels, and now you have ClickFunnels as a client.
Yeah,
So
bro. That's that's one thing to congratulate about it. I mean, it's just like I've obviously followed your journey from obviously first discovering you for a few months before I made contact with you, but just in terms of where you came, even just the designs from middle of 2020 compared to now.
mhm.
I mean, even you made
Yeah,
fun of it
big improvements.
previously. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's something great to learn from. But basically, jumping to what you just said about failures and stuff. So the biggest thing with the online space is people are scared to fail. They all want that one hit course that just takes them from 0 to 100K
Yeah.
a month, 3 hours a day on the beach. What was the failures, your best failures in terms of those kind of, let's say, 4 or 5 stepping stones to get you from, I mean, I know at one point you had 17,000 jobs to now where you're working with ClickFunnels.
Yeah, no, it's funny because for me, I feel like it was a big failure, at least like a big emotional hit, but it was the best thing that happened to me. And it was the only refund I've ever had in my funnel agency where someone was upset with me. And so this was probably 3 years ago. And it was a pretty big client. And I remember when I got the message, like they wanted a refund because, well, they weren't happy with the funnel, and so I said, let me redo it, because I knew I had, like, at the time I think I had 2 weeks to finish it. A lot of stuff going on. I said yes to every project, so I got behind, and they were not happy with it, which is, it happens to everyone. And so when it happened to me, I said, let me redo it. When I redid it, it was better, but they changed their strategy and they didn't want to use, it was a webinar funnel. So they didn't want to use the webinar funnel. They changed and wanted to use something else. And so they no longer needed it. And I was stuck in, like, am I good enough? Like, why is, like, I was questioning a lot of stuff about my ability, because this was a new niche that I went into. But the biggest lesson, I think, the thing that we can all take away is, like, at that point, I was like, I never want to be in this situation again, where a client can be like so disappointed they want a refund. Not even like, can we change this? They want a refund. And
Yeah.
ever since, I've never had someone ask for a refund, and I've built like almost 400 funnels. And so that pushed me to become better. I knew I wasn't perfect. I saw people building better funnels than me. And I think I made a post at the time, like a couple of years ago, like, I want to build 1,000 funnels. And I think, did I have 100 funnels maybe that, back then, or less than 100? But it set me on, like, new, like a new level in terms of standards for myself. So I build my skills, I stack my skills, I read books, I exercise, I do things for myself to become the person I want to be able to then get ClickFunnels as a client and say, like, yep, this is normal. Like, I no longer feel as an imposter because I know what I'm doing. Like, I know the work I'm putting in. Like, tomorrow I'm doing a masterclass, and I've been spending 2 days like killing myself. And so because of that, I'm like confident in what I do, because I really do everything that I can to become better. So yeah.
It's very interesting. I mean, you'll know when I started, like, I literally knew nothing when I started. Like, whatever
Mm,
you knew, you passed down to me. But now, a year and a bit down the line, I mean, I'm not even close to the level where you're at, but you've now built up a certain skill set or a knowledge that you can start passing down to people a little bit further behind you, which is starting that's the rewarding side. So not just the
mm.
funnels, it's just in terms of helping other people, starting to understand also what funnels is, not necessarily just building it for a client.
Yeah.
Do you believe that people are overcomplicating funnels?
I think they're not only overcomplicating funnels, but I think they're overcomplicating the funnel business. Right. So, like, when people pay for courses or coaching, they think that they can skip the alert. Not sorry. They think they can skip the implementation. And I'm sure you heard this 1,000 times, but it's so common where people have expectations like, because I pay Gusten, I'm going to have his skills. No, you're going to have my brain, but not my brain muscle, like my muscle memory. So you can see everything that I'm dumping into, like, you've seen my stuff. And so when I simplify a process into a framework, you'll see it. You'll see my tutorial, my templates, my pre-made tools, but you won't have the muscle memory to do it when you're talking to a client. So, a client might ask, like, what's the best funnel to use? That comes from experience. And you can ask people, hey, Gusten or Gailin, like, what's the funnel type that I should use? But after you've done it 5 times, you're starting to get used to it. When you've done it 100 times, it's almost like, picking, what should I eat today?
Yeah.
It's easy because muscle memory. So that's what people want to skip. It's like, it's kind of like the YouTuber MKBHD. He has, I think, 15 million YouTube subscribers, and he started creating videos because he loved videos and tech. And so he's like 11 years old, like, what's up, guys? And he's talking about, like, tech, and he did it because he loved it. And then he got brand deals and sponsorships, and now he's a millionaire. So, like, I do the same with funnels. Pick the side that you love. So for me, it's creative, like design, and strategy overall, like funnel conversion strategy and everything. But then I can hire people to do other stuff that I don't want to do. And I think that's the lesson for everyone. Like, everyone can do this, but they need to find the thing that they love doing, because sometimes it's like, it's not always going to be fun, But then once you make more money, you see the rewards. It's like, okay, now I have the freedom that the business gives me. And then you can walk outside at 3 a.m. and snap in pictures of Nordic lights, whatever it's called. So
Bro, that picture was
you have
epic, man.
freedom.
Jeez.
Huh?
That picture was epic.
Well, it was blurry because it was my iPhone, but the scenery, because it was dancing, like in in Finland at least, like the aurora borealis, whatever it's called, like the Nordic lights, it's dancing and it's moving, and I could see it, but then I couldn't really capture it with my phone except for the image. So no, that's freedom to me. It's like every night I go for a walk and listen to audiobooks. I've started doing that for like 3 weeks now. I'm doing 75 hard, and so yeah, no, but that's my thoughts on it.
I think combining with that is also the work ethic. Typically people want to come on and find the easiest solution, and they kind of think that the course is going to provide that with them with a simple answer, and kind of just generate the clients, do the work, and all of that, and you just hire a $2 VA, and so yeah, it's quite a big combination of that. So moving on to the old time favorite of design versus copy. What is your views on the, because there's so many people that, I mean, you've built beautiful funnels, that's where I've learned to build them, and they still convert. So what is your argument with the ugly funnels that just hurt your eyes compared to actually adding a touch of design with decent copy as well?
Yeah, so I feel like in every area of of life right now, it's either this or that. People they seem to forget about the gray area of, or like things are not always like black and white. And so with design and copy, it's the same thing. Like it's not that you have to have either one. You want to have both, and you want to combine. For an example, if I have a long form sale, like if I've not written the copy for this specific client, they send me a Google Doc with maybe like 3 images, which is basically a suggestion like, oh, you could have this here and this here, but the document is 10 pages, 20 pages, right? My job as a funnel designer is then to put them into bite-sized pieces, design graphics that communicate and aligns with the copy, so that overall, for people who are both emotional buyers and logical buyers, people who are scrollers, and people who are maybe have the entire day to read a sales page, so they could read everything. But also the people who are scrollers, who are more on TikTok, they're like used to that dopamine. They're not gonna read the blog post that you have.
Yeah.
So the designer, the funnel builder's job is to structure content in a way that is easy to consume, that is not overwhelming, which is why fancy design sometimes fails. And what you want to have instead of ugly funnels is you want to have clean funnels. You want to have minimalistic, obviously depending on the brand as well. Like sometimes if it's a high-end brand, it's better to have minimalistic, light background, clean images instead of fancy graphics that scream, oh, I'm a funnel designer. So like these are things that you balance. Sometimes you go a little bit too far to like boring. Sometimes you go too far towards like fancy, but you want to be specific for each brand, and representing what they're all about, and what industry they're in. So
And just kind of make it easy to consume for whoever
yeah,
is the audience
yeah,
at that point.
because otherwise, if your brain has to go on a workout, like a treadmill to read your page, and like really focus to even read the text, it's not gonna be sold. It's not gonna be persuaded into believing what you're saying in the copy. And so that's why sometimes the ugly funnels convert, is because the copy is good and it's easy to feel understood. It's easy to read it. As well as the opposite, when the design is like too fancy and there's thunders and lights and arrows blinking at me like, buy this stuff. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, relax. You're not the
Scam
government.
alert,
You
bro.
don't have to tell me what to do. So
So, where do you see the future of funnels going in terms of one interesting thing that I read the other day, and I don't know if it was Alex Hormozy who said it, to just say that there's a lot of I think it was Joel Urway, to say there's a lot of people who don't necessarily sell online, so they don't believe they need an online presence, but yet all your customers are online. They don't necessarily have to do the purchase online, but it's just about creating that awareness and all that. So I I mean, is the future of funnels going to touch every business, do you believe?
Yeah, everything is a sales funnel. It's just a sales process. But this is something I've been thinking about with Web3 as well, like the metaverse. So, like, let's say, people are sitting with their Oculus, whatever they're called, octopus. I don't know what they're called. They're sitting with those at home. And my question is, like, how are they buying? What's the funnel going to look like in the future? And so I think that, well, number one, in Web3, it might be the funnel is like fly in the air. You just see them through the goggles, and you can pick and choose. Like, that's still a sales funnel. Like, the opt-in page, instead of your email, is going to be your MetaMask or your wallet, whatever it is. But the funnel is just a sales process. But one of the things that I've thought about lately is, like, the more selling you can do with content, the less your sales page has to sell them. So, like, that's why you see sometimes people do like a YouTube channel and they just have an order form. It's still a funnel, right? Because your sales message, like, if you look at my YouTube, it's kind of like 90% value, and then there's like a mini webinar in each. I just mentioned something. Everything is about building beliefs, showing people what's possible, introducing them to new ideas. And, like, when you do that, that's also part of the sales process. And then your sales, like, on top of that, I feel like if you have videos that are become like automated salespeople, then you can also create funnels that are automated salespeople, and sales videos on the funnels, and email sequences that are part of the sales process. So it's like, for me, it's about using leverage, which I'll talk about tomorrow. I'm not gonna promote my masterclass tomorrow, but it's just things that I'm seeing, like the Airbnb method, for an example, of using leverage. So, like, Clickfunnels is getting all these people, and Facebook is getting all these people. All we're doing is, like, finding the people right here from the Facebook communities and the Clickfunnels communities, using their code, their platform, and combining the two and providing the solution. So that's a side note. But back to your question about where I see funnels going, I don't see them changing in terms of, well, I see things changing based on attention span, but it's kind of like fashion design. It comes and goes. Like, it comes back. Like, the 60-minute webinar, people said was dead, so everyone stopped doing it, and now it's coming back because people are tired of just being entertained. Some people, a lot of, like, especially in the business space, they still want that, like, let me close everything out and spend 2 hours on a workshop or do a virtual event with someone for a full day. And so the main thing that I see, the biggest difference, to conclude the answer, is I'm seeing it becoming more community based. That's what I'm seeing. Like, the more divided the world is, the more we're gonna find our people, right? Yeah. Is that kind of what you're seeing as well?
Yeah. Well, I think the beauty is that it's happening automatically without it really. I think it's being accelerated.
Yeah.
That you can quickly kind of see the divide about who you really do want to work with and whose beliefs you actually don't want to associate with at any point. So,
Yeah.
but coming back to actually automate, like you said, automating funnels and stuff, there's a lot of people who are, I don't know if you've come across it, just in terms of, I'll help you start a business without using complicated funnels and stuff. So they're trying to create this whole business model and not leverage something that can help them save time. It's like they're sacrificing the funnel, but they'd rather put 300 more hours a day into this. It's something.
Yeah. So they're trying. Well, their sales message is, this is complicated. You don't have to use it. Do what I'm doing. It's easier, better, simpler. And so it's the domino effect. If you can convince people of that, they're gonna pay you money, right? I'm the long term, like, let's build the funnels, let's set them up, and then we can automate as much as possible. So, like, why not do both? Why either or? So people who say you don't need funnels, typically what they're selling is like organic marketing, where you message 100 people per day, or 50, 30, 20 people per day. Just jump on a phone call, send them an invoice, and you can get clients that way, which is true. Like, you can do messaging and you can do content to get those people to you, and then close them over the phone. My thing is, like, as you know, is that the business that I want to have, right? And usually this is for a lot of like coaching businesses where the main thing they do is message people, close people, and then coach. And so I love building stuff, especially like now with ClickFunnels 2.0, and we can get into it if you want. But I'm building out my blog. So like I've already hired someone to start creating my blog posts, and I'm creating YouTube videos, as you know. And all of these things are gonna work as like systems that work without me if I wanted to travel to Portugal or Cyprus for a week or a month or 2 months. Who knows? But but these are things that I'm building for the future, not just, oh, how can I get the quickest amount of clients today? Because you don't want to stop a week and then basically lose all your momentum. So yeah, does it work? Yeah. uh Most stuff work if you do just that and you do it well. But that's also a funnel. Like you have content, messenger, or the profile, and then messenger, and then a application, sales call. That's a 5-step funnel right there. I don't know if you can see my hand because the camera, but yeah, no, that's a funnel as well. So
We thought you couldn't count because it was just 2
oh, yeah. Like 2.
But okay, so coming back, I think the whole thing about it is, like you said, it's that hamster wheel. So it'll work, but as soon as you stop running, the whole business stops running.
Yeah.
Where so okay, but that's for them to figure that one out. Coming back to a comment you made about 2.0, and you said we can get into it. How much depth can we go into what they've added in terms of blogging, in terms of everything that they have integrated, that you don't need plugins, that you don't need extra software, stuff like that?
Yeah, so if you take a look at the landscape today, you're seeing creators and personal brands build communities like we talked about. And then it's kind of like the community tells you what they want to buy. So let's say they want merch, which is e-commerce, and then they want templates, which is digital products. They want to learn from you, which could be coaching, courses, consulting. Like they want the solution and to be a part of the community. They're not buying just a product. And so with that, let's say you could build like an e-commerce storefront with ClickFunnels, or one product funnels, and like you could have like all of these funnels, right? But then if you want to have a web shop for your merch, you would set it up on Shopify. A lot of people use Shopify for that, as we know. And then you wanted to have a membership, you could use ClickFunnels, or like a lot of people use Kajabi because it's like cleaner, it's built specifically as a membership portal. And then ClickFunnels for the landing pages, the sales pages. And then you had WordPress for blogs because historically, it's been the best to rank on Google. And ClickFunnels, like Wix and a lot of these cloud-based softwares, it's been hard to rank on Google. So now suddenly a software that's been supposed to be all in one is now, 4 or 5 softwares. And so ClickFunnels 2.0, what they're doing is taking the same editor, making it better. So they rebuilt everything from ground up to be like a new platform built with another coding language. And so built it up to be faster. It also has some cool stuff in there where in Shopify, you could build an app, add it to Shopify. When people add it as a subscription, you get paid because it's your app. That's going to be in ClickFunnels. It's already in there where you can you can use their API, upload an app, they bring in the traffic. And so you could have, let's say, if I give you a business idea to your audience, let's say you can split test A and B in ClickFunnels 2.0, right? You can A/B split test. Then you create an app that allows you to add 4 split tests, or you can add split tests to the, I don't know, email sequence, whatever it is, because the email flow is also going to be in ClickFunnels now in 2.0. So you'll see the visual just like in Active Campaign with the automations, and you can click and open the page, edit it. The flow is way better. So that's completely new already. Now it's a platform, an ecosystem, not just a page builder, not just like a landing page builder. Yeah. So yeah, a Shopify, with the shopping cart, that hasn't been available in ClickFunnels. It is now with ClickFunnels 2.0. Blogging, I've been a part of the UI UX design team for the blog pages, how it looks, and that looks clean. And so the best thing about that is when you create a blog post, it will automatically like update to the front page, because you can now have your website funnel hub with the blogs, with all the products. So when you add new products, You know, in ClickFunnels 1.0, when you create a product for a funnel, you create a new funnel, you go in and you recreate the product. Now you create the product once, it's on your homepage. All offers have different sales pages, and it automatically updates throughout everything. It's like ClickFunnels, WordPress, and Shopify and Kajabi in one platform.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's sick.
I think the only thing that's going to enjoy that, well, besides me, is my mouse, that it doesn't have to click 615 times a minute.
Yeah. No, it's a lot of time saved. It's also a big opportunity for people who know about funnels, but they don't have a business where they're making 5, 7, 10, 12,000 a month. Is you can just be the organization, like the organizer, and sell stuff. Just sell blogs, web shops, websites, sales funnels, basically ecosystems for personal brands. And this space is blowing up. So more and more people are working from home. You can build these ecosystems up for people, and now you have 4 streams of income just from that client with the website, the sales pages. Oh, you can see my hand. Where is it? The blog, the blog, website, sales funnel, and e-commerce.
And it's only going to get better.
Yep.
Gee. Bro, so you mentioned that you got a masterclass for those who want to kind of learn more about, is it based on CF 2.0?
Not really. This is based, like, no matter what platform you're using. So CF 2.0, I'll do that one when I know I can send people to the platform. So right now there's just a small beta group testing it. So this one is more specifically what you can do today, but you can add more income streams without doing any additional work. And that's by leveraging what's already out there. And so I can't spoil it right now because then nobody's going to show up tomorrow. But
how can people join tomorrow?
I'll drop a link after we're done here, because it's not like a big launch or webinar. It's more like I'm creating the masterclass, making sure that it's perfect first, and then I worry about distribution later and getting it out to people. So I have right now 200 slides. It's not going to be like a 30-minute about my story and all that. It's going to be, here's what's wrong with the old funnel agency model. And then I'm also breaking down numbers in terms of like what business should you start if you want to have like freedom and not a lot of like low like risk. For an example, like there's certain businesses where you pay a lot to get started. You want to minimize the risk and increase the profit margin so the cost to fulfill is lower. And we use this by leveraging what's already out there. And so I have a process. For an example, one of the things that I'm seeing right now with personal brands is like there's been an evolution about how to grow your personal brand. And so I have something I call the minimum viable agency that you can do as a funnel builder, where you start with your profile and you leverage other people's communities, other personal brands, and you get one free client, you turn into a paid one. You build referral systems to get more people coming to you, right? Then you leverage other people's first your profile, then you leverage other people's groups, then you start your own group, right? Because let's say you have 10 clients, you get people with your content into a group, and then the group starts building it, like growing by itself. You're a group owner, you know how it works. And my group has grown pretty quickly to 3,500 people now. Every day I get new leads. And my main like focus has been YouTube, and then leveraging that to other platforms. Today, my video editor is starting to do like Alex Hormozy style TikToks. And so he's going to be posting that. And so everything I'm doing is going to be a leverage point to build up the audience and the community without me being there. The next thing I'm doing is YouTube videos. You can see me. YouTube videos and blogs. And so again, blogging and YouTube is like the next stages after you have your own profile and group, where the thing grows after you create it already. So like I'm thinking more like, how can I leverage stuff as a real business owner, not just how can I sell a funnel design, make $500 and then get a new one. You got to think bigger. You got to be more long-term focused. Like how can you build something that's bigger than you, you could even potentially sell, even if you don't want to like build it that way and you'll have freedom in your life.
So pretty much summing it up, I mean, your this year seems like it's kind of a massive drive towards content, whether it's micro content, long form content,
Yes.
just in terms of just leveraging content the whole year. So okay, that's
Yeah.
pretty. Yeah, you can just see that. I mean, if you follow all the top guys, it's just, especially with Hormozy. I mean, the stuff that he's doing is just. Um, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a guy that
And
you look at every
you know what the big change is too this year is it's more about quality than quantity. Like I see people who are like multi seven figure business owners, they get less views on YouTube than I do, and I don't get a lot of views, like 500, 1,000 views per video, but they have like 30K subs, and they
day.
upload a live stream that they did, and they try to leverage it towards YouTube when you want to do the opposite. You want YouTube to be the main one because that's where people go to search for stuff.
Yeah.
It's literally where they go to get the best information possible. And so this year is about, yes, personal brand, community, but quality content is going to be key. Like the same thing with funnels. You want to have in your funnel portfolio, you want to have quality funnels, not 100 funnel templates and say, look what I can write. Look at my lorem ipsum funnels. Like that's the only thing I have is my lorem ipsum funnels. And I still use Gusten's images in his templates because I didn't want to change anything. Like I'm a lazy crap, so I didn't I didn't change anything. I just upload it as it is and hope to get clients. No offense
I
to
hope.
anyone watching, but
Yeah, we're just throwing some rocks in.
yeah.
So, okay, so if anybody wants to work with you and learn more about funnels, get into the program, which is awesome. Even join the masterclass tomorrow. Where do they go?
They can go to my Facebook group and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's the best place right now. So just go to my profile. You'll see a link in the banner, the cover photo. You'll see a link to my YouTube and my Facebook group. That's going to be the best place because I'm not focused on like doing a big like live presentation. It's more tonight when I'm done, and I'm going to add like 10, 20 more slides. So I have 200 something slides, and it's perfect with the examples. Like here's what I've done that's crazy. Here's why it's so different than anything I've done so far. Usually on a training, it's like, here's what you can do, and here's why I think it's good. Here's 3, bullet points, and if you want to learn more, then you gotta pay me, right? But the presentation itself is everything that you can do and take. And the only thing that I'm gonna be, and this is just me being transparent, so I'm not worried if this is gonna hurt sales or anything. I'm literally telling you what I'm doing. So I'm teaching all that for free, and then what I'm doing with the offer is gonna be a partnership where they keep 100% profits. So like I'm first telling you how to turn one income stream into 5, and then I've already built it, and I'm like, you can keep 100% of that profits. Like there's even private label, like white label stuff that I've created that you can use to add, revenue streams. Yeah. So this this is helpful for people today, but also with ClickFunnels 2.0, it's just gonna blow up. Like this what I've been working on for what feels like years. Yeah, truly. Like this, it's stacking those skills in darkness when nobody's watching. If you start winning there, then once you start promoting your brand, everything takes care of it itself. Like look at Hormozy. It's not like a perfect camera. He's not focused on like, okay, let me structure everything perfectly. He's like, here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm learning. It's real, and people love it. They eat it up, and that's why his brand like grows word of mouth.
It's the same with Marley Jacks we had on the last time. She also just said like she gives out everything, whatever in the content. There's no holding back about trying to get a limited amount and then they pay for the rest. It's about giving everything, and that's actually attracting the best customers that then want to work with you. So
yeah,
very interesting theory. So okay, cool. So thank you for your time, and thank you for dropping all the knowledge at such a young age. So yeah, we
young.
look
I'm
forward
already
to
27.
Luckily you're sitting down, bro.
No, we're actually talking about it today. Me and my wife were like, we're turning 28 this year. So I told her, yeah, that's good. I have time to be a millionaire by 30 then. So
yeah. So well, I appreciate your time, bro. Thanks for coming on. And
Of course.
thanks to everyone listening. And we'll catch
Yeah.
you guys soon.
Any questions you have, just put them in the chat. I can come back and respond to those as well. And we can drop a link to anything you need. Galen will hook you up with anything you need as well. So appreciate it, bro. We'll talk soon.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.